There you go. I mean, we are so excited about this discussion because I've heard about Ayurveda from one of my best friends some time ago, and I thought, ooh, what's this? Maybe I should try. And then she actually introduced me to this wonderful lady. She's an Ayurveda practitioner, Zia Kusuma Wardini. We're gonna exactly talk about Ayurveda. So Ayurveda is an ancient system of medicine that has been practiced for thousands of years, and it comes from India, right?
Correct.
Yes.
All right. Now, can you tell me more about what exactly is Ayurveda?
Sure.
Ayurveda.
Veda,
Veda.
tergantung. Depends.
Depends, yeah.
First of all, thank you for having me here.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes.
So Ayurveda, basically the easiest way to explain it is if we see it from the literal meaning itself. So Ayu from Sanskrit means life.
Yeah.
Ayur means longevity, and Veda means science. So Ayurveda means the science of life or the science of longevity. So what does it mean? What does that mean? Like, what is the science of life? Basically, everyone born for a purpose. Like, to explain this, I have an analogy. I already explained that.
Okay.
Let's test you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a test question.
All right.
So imagine there's like two cars.
Two
one
cars?
is a racing car, and the other one is a four-wheel drive. Which one is better?
Racing car.
Different, right?
Interesting, because I chose four-wheel drive.
Apologize.
Yeah.
Now, it's not like one is better than the other, correct? It's just different purpose. One is made for like driving like 200 kilometers an hour, right? And I want to show off, look at me, right?
Yeah.
And the other one is like, I want to explore the unknown. I want to like go upward, right?
Very much different. Okay.
I want to go with a frumpy car. That is me.
Exactly. So everyone is different. It's not like one or is better than the other.
Yeah, but the one is a lot more expensive.
Now, that's a good question because these two cars is different. It requires different fuel, different maintenance, and that's actually a lot like our body. Some people is more like high maintenance, literally.
Yes, yes.
When I mean high maintenance, it's not about the bags, but more about like the food that they need to eat. Some people like when they eat wrong, they get sick right away.
Me.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
You're more sensitive, and some others like they can eat shit. Sorry about my French.
They can
But
eat
they're
crap.
fine. But they're fine.
Yeah.
So it's all back against our body. Everyone is designed uniquely to their purpose.
Yeah.
For example, some people is here to, let's say, to be mobile, to travel a lot. And some people is here to nourish, to be the anchor for other people. And that's why some people is more stable, some people is more airy, like me, for example.
That's true. This is basically what you're talking about, that there's the five layers of the body.
There's 5 layers of the body.
Okay, so
correct?
our body has 5 layers of the body. What are they?
Yes. So, and this is what makes also Ayurveda different because we're not just this physical body. We have 5 layers, or they call it in Sanskrit Pancha Maya Kosha, the 5 sheets, the 5 layers of the body. So, first layer is the physical body, the gross one, the one that we can see.
Yes.
And then there is the energetic body, we call it the prana body, which basically like when you go to acupuncturists, that's where they work at. When they put needles, it's not like on the muscle working, but it's to this meridian, the energetic line.
Right.
And then the third layer, there's the emotional body. Now we all know how mental health influence our body, like your stress, your digestion, you get GERD, or different people has different tendency. And then the fourth one is related to our knowledge, our belief system. Let's say as simple as, oh, I'm not good enough. Their body shrink.
Yeah.
But for some people have like certain belief system that is more positive, you can also see in their body. And then the fifth one is the spirit or the bliss body. This is where all come from. That's where we connect with our highest self, we can call it.
Yes.
Okay. Does it have to do with all the chakras?
Correct. So chakra is part of this energetic body as well. That's where we, there's a lot of the energetic connections there, so that's part of this.
Oh, okay.
So when we have those layers, right?
Yes.
Those 5 layers of the body. Now, what sort of practices do we have to do in order to create balance between the 5 layers of the body?
Yeah, great question. Now to answer that, there is another principle that I had to introduce. It's called the 5 elements of Ayurveda.
Right.
Okay, maybe you heard it before. There's ether, air, fire, water, earth. For anyone who's been watching Avatar: The Legend of Aang, my favorite, have you? Did you watch it?
No, I
Just in
haven't.
case.
Okay.
There's the ether element is the lightest of them all.
Right.
That's we call it also the spirit, the space. Like even like the most solid thing, 99% is space, right?
Yes.
And then the second one is air. This is also the element that is light, but the difference is creates movement. That's why in Indonesia we call it orangnya angin-anginan. So
Right.
airy. It's so unpredictable.
Yes, yes.
And there's the fire element. It's the hottest of them all.
Yeah.
Fire, does it
Yeah.
go down or go up?
Up.
Up, exactly. So for people who is dominant in fire element, which we'll talk about later,
Yeah.
they want to go up. They want to climb the ladder of their career. And once it go up, fire will spread. And they want to spread their fame.
Oh,
And there's the water element. Water is going down, it's calming, it's flowing. And then that's why like, oh, this person is so easygoing, so flowing. And then there's the earth element, the heaviest and the most dense of all. This is the one that is create structure. So when we talk about how we can create balance in these
Yes.
5 layers of our body, we need to see it from the perspective of these 5 elements. So for example, health isn't just about it's salad, right?
Yeah.
No.
Or just exercise.
Yeah.
Not just that. There's my fire coming out.
I love how you say it, exercise, because that's what I feel every time I have to exercise.
I love your fiery energy.
That's the fire, exactly. We all have fire
We do.
element, just
We do.
different,
Different
portion,
level, yeah.
exactly. So with the earth element is the element that is the most stable. So to create balance, we need to have a good lifestyle. Why lifestyle? Why routine? Because it's the one that have structure. Wake up, do this, do this, do this. That's why it's in a way hard to change routine because it is the most dense, is the slowest moving element.
Right.
And then with the water, water is nourishing.
Yeah.
So can you guess which part of our life that creates the most nourishment?
Sleep?
Sleep, good.
Food?
Food,
Oh,
and
okay.
relationship, love, right? I love their face. Oh, exactly.
Sweet.
Love creates bond.
So
When we, I hope this is 21 plus, when we make love,
Yes.
we exchange fluid.
That's true.
Whoa. Yeah.
Okay. We exchange energy
Wow.
and everything else.
Yeah.
That's pretty visual.
You see the fire in her? Okay.
And the fire element.
Yes.
The fire is the hottest element. So in
Yes.
our body, it's represented with our digestive organs because it's the hottest of them all, right? And so how to maintain this fire is through herbs,
Yes.
Also herbs is also the substance that creates change, transformation, right? You
Right.
don't need as much, but it creates transformation. Like drugs. Drugs is
Right.
you just take a little bit and you're
Yes.
out there. That's
Yes.
fire element as well.
Yes,
Herbs is more like the more tame part of that.
Yes.
And air
Yeah.
is through breathing, of course.
Yes.
Whether proper breath work, or just as simple as slow, deep breath can help to balance the parasympathetic nervous system. And the ether element related to our spiritual practice, because ultimately we're here only temporarily, right?
Yeah.
We're all sometime we will check out, and then we
Yeah.
all need to come back to this
Yes.
source. So
Yes.
in our day-to-day life, to have this element of ether, we also need to build up that practice through, let's say,
Yeah.
spiritual practice,
Rituals.
whatever that looks like exactly.
And it has something to do, or it is connected to also the different kinds of bodies,
Correct.
Okay.
which I'm going to show, and you're going to explain.
I love it. Usually I'm the one who do this one.
Exactly. Benefits of practice
Tell
of
me.
Ayurveda. So there are 3, how would you describe it? 3
Three
characteristics?
types. Yeah,
Three
three
types.
body. They call it dosha, but not like dosha like a sin.
Yeah, or not
Bukan
like the
dosa
dosa, like the dosa of
food.
the food.
No.
No,
I just
no.
had that last
Masala.
night, by the
Yeah, masala dosa. Yeah. Good Indian food, by the way.
Yeah,
Yes, so
it's
this
called
is dosha.
Correct.
Okay, so what's going on here?
dosha in Sanskrit means defect, actually, or the things that we get like imbalance or disease easily. So the purpose of understanding your body type from the perspective of Ayurveda is to
Right.
understand
Right.
first, like this car, let's say this vehicle that I'm in,
Yeah.
what's the predisposition or like the tendency of imbalance? So for
Okay.
example, there are 3. There's Vata, Pitta, Kapha.
Yeah, so
right?
Pitta,
Kapha,
Kapha, and
Vata.
Vata.
There you go.
Okay, and then we're gonna start.
Oh.
I think I've messed it up a little bit. I'm so sorry. Oh, there you go.
Vata.
So the Vata
Yeah.
is a dosha or the body type that is dominant in the ether and air element, the lightest.
So it's the
element.
light. Okay.
Exactly. So if you compare later, the body type, as you can see, is the smallest, like
Slim?
size-wise, slim. They can be like super tall or short.
Okay.
And then it's not only you can see in the body characteristic,
Right.
like for example, difficult to gain weight because it's the lightest of them all.
Right.
The tendency of one of the imbalance in the physical body is constipation, bloating. And then in the mind, because they're so airy, like
Yes,
you see,
yes.
they don't like routine, very mobile,
Oh, they
full of
don't like
ideas. It's just like so light and so easy to move.
Interesting.
Easy to remember and easy to forget.
Exactly.
Is this me?
Very airy. So that's Vata.
That's
Vata,
Vata.
yes.
Okay.
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 And
then the
then
next
we
one,
move on to
Pitta.
Pitta. Now, Pitta dominant element is fire and a little bit of water, but even the water is more like the hot water, like steam.
Right.
And then because it's the element, dominant element is fire, is the one that is like the middle. Like it's not, like the Vata is more like easy to lose weight.
Yes.
Kapha, easy to gain weight. This is
Yeah.
in the middle. So they're more
Right.
the athletic one. And like you see the type of imbalance in the body is usually because of excess heat, excess fire, like skin problem. If you see like skin problem, usually red, whether it's acne,
Yeah.
eczema, usually there's redness to it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Red
Fire.
is the water of fire. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we know like
Fire.
I have excess fire in my body that comes out that like skin imbalance. Or
Yes.
some people they have hair loss, early gray hair. Because the fire goes up, fire always goes up, and then it burns the hair,
Really?
basically.
Like Targaryen.
Like,
Okay.
Like
pretty much.
Targaryen.
And look at them, they rule the world. They go up and rule the world.
Yeah.
Hey.
And they ride dragons.
Hey, look at
And fire,
that.
dragon is fire.
Yes.
I like the
Oh
analogy.
my gosh, all the symbolism in this series, right?
They're like so into it. And like the mind, look, fire people usually they always have a goal, right? So they're very goal oriented. They just like very organized to the point of sometimes I know someone who's a super Pitta. They're like, I schedule everything in my day. Like I cannot like see like there's gap for 10 minutes. They will
gosh.
pack things there because they're so goal oriented. But because of that, they will go up.
Yeah, and it works for them.
It
right?
works for them.
Yes.
Exactly.
And the last one is,
Bye.
come on, baby.
I love it. Kapha.
Kapha.
There you go.
Okay.
Kapha is the one that is the largest because their dominant element is water and earth. So you can see the body is more curvy. They gain weight easily. So in a way, they can save money for food because they don't need as much food to gain.
Right, yeah. To
To the
sustain
point-
themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like I often joke, looking at water, you only gain weight.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
It's
people are like that.
nafas aja langsung gemuk, which means in English is like, even when I breathe, I
Really?
gain weight. You know,
Yeah.
That's the joke.
That's
Which is the
Kapha.
opposite of Vata. Vata, they eat as much as possible. They're like,
Yeah.
what's wrong? Like, do I have worm or like do I have black hole in my
Yes,
belly? I
yes.
don't gain weight.
Yes,
And
yes.
then if you can see on the mind characteristic, because of the element that is the heaviest, they're
Earth.
more grounding, they're more faithful, hard to change. Just like imagine like there's a snowball, it's hard to move it at the top, but once it's
Yes.
moved, it's like moving fast and bigger and bigger and bigger. And because
Yes.
Kapha also have a strong memory, usually they, also at the beginning, they're usually like hard to remember something, but once they remember something,
Right.
Yeah.
they will remember forever.
Forever.
Right.
So don't make them angry.
Yes.
They will remember.
They're like elephants. They
Yeah,
remember.
Exactly. Look at elephant. It's massive,
You're
slow to move,
And,
right?
Yeah.
You know,
and they're so loving, so sweet because
They're
of the
so
water element. See, we
Aw.
see this Vata, Pitta, Kapha everywhere, not just in our body, but in everything.
Yeah.
how do we know, though? I mean,
Well-
like for example, how do we know that? Oh, we're Vata or we're Pitta or we're Kapha. How do we know?
Good question. A trained practitioner can tell you. Vata, Pitta, for sure, both of you
What's
Vata and
Shana's?
Pitta.
Vata and Pitta.
You can even tell from the facial structure,
Really?
the way people talk, what they like to do.
Really?
Anyone that is in the like have some kind of famous, like people know them,
Yeah.
definitely have Pitta because they
Interesting.
have the drive to go up. Like Kapha will be like, should we do that tomorrow?
Oh yeah.
Because it's the slowness.
Procrastinator.
Yes.
But Pitta be like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna come out when I wake up this. Exactly. Look at the way she talks. Now. Like that's fine.
No. Okay. So we're both have a
That's
Pitta.
Pitta, exactly. You need to do that if
Yes.
you want to like achieve some things in life. You need
I
to have the
see.
goal. But like, if you're too much air, it's like, oh, let's do that. Ooh, this is interesting.
Oh.
Ooh, butterfly.
Easily distracted.
Easily.
I
Because
see.
of this airiness quality to
see.
it. Now, there's also a quiz if you want to check it out on my website. It's free. Just download it.
What's your website?
iamziaku.com.
iamziaku.com.
Okay.
It's free. Just download it.
All right. Now I want to know if we come to you as a Ayurveda practitioner,
Yeah.
what will we receive? What will we get? Do we have like this assessment or
There's a lot of things.
a lot of assessment?
My clients be like, shoot, I have a lot of homework from you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, as
My friend said, "Is like, yeah, you know, I've just had a session with Zia. Now I have a homework that I have to do." Yeah.
Really, I love homeworks.
Yes.
great, I love that. That pizza, like, yes, give me that thing. I'm
Yeah.
gonna like do it.
Yeah.
So it really depends because everyone is unique in the end, right?
Yeah.
Some clients come for like physical ailments, some for like I have this, you know, emotional and mental issue.
Yes.
Some is more unexplainable because, for example, I was talking about the 5 elements,
Yeah.
sorry, 5 layers of the body, right? There's one of it is the energetic body.
Yes.
So there are some root causes of the imbalance that actually come from external influences of entities, spirits. We know that in Indonesia, of this bad juju, black magic.
Yeah.
In Ayurveda, we also believe in such things.
Right,
But in a
right.
way, we can't control that.
Yes,
so what
yes,
we can
yes.
do to protect ourselves. So it's all very different. And
Yeah.
in my session as well, I also use Vedic astrology, different with Western astrology.
Yeah.
I love that advice. Yeah.
Yay!
It's like, woo, woo, woo.
I'm so ready.
Another colleague of yours, I think, Samara, also does
Yes,
the,
yeah, similar.
Yeah.
While human design, they use Western.
Yeah.
Ayurveda, sister science is Vedic astrology, so it's a little bit different, but it's similar in terms of like, not like, and Ayurveda, our surroundings, our environment influence us, the place
Yeah.
that we live. Let's say in Indonesia, it's hot, it's humid. There's a typical imbalances because of this humidity and hotness that we have, like usually digestions,
Yes.
but also the planets, the stars influence us. Just like, for example, when I used to teach kindergarten, when there's full moon, the kids going
Yeah.
nuts.
Really? Really?
But we're now in Mercury retrograde.
I was like, excuse me.
They're
like,
talking the
I'm
same
teaching
language.
Okay, meant to be, meant to be.
Yeah.
Anyway, so during certain time, like full moon, even the tides, you know,
Yes.
go crazy.
Yes,
And
yes,
like during full moon, there's a lot of full moon parties. They don't
I
do it in new moon, they do it
see.
in full moon party because our body, at least
Yeah.
70% is water.
Yes.
If the full moon affects the ocean, it affects our body as well.
Because our body contains fluid. 80% is
70,
fluid.
70%.
At least 70,
Yeah,
some people
at
say
least
even
70.
90.
So that obviously affects our body, right? And I'm also interested in this Ayurvedic detox.
Yes.
What is that? And because this is something that we can do, by the way,
Yeah.
by ourselves, and you actually freely also share this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, as you remember, there's the 5 elements.
Yes.
One of it is fire, and we live in the fire nation.
Yeah, we are. In the
Yeah.
ring of fire.
The ring of fire.
The ring of fire.
Yes.
It's tropics. It's
Yes.
super hot, right?
Yes.
So what's interesting, no matter what's their body type, who lives in Indonesia, the environment, because it's super hot, it influences us. So we need to, if you live in Indonesia, you need to take care of the fire element in your body,
Yeah, which is the gut.
digestion. So
Yeah.
one of the way to treat the digestions is to regularly have a detox process.
What's
Now,
the food?
traditionally, yes, traditionally Ayurvedic detox, you need to be away in a retreat center, which the closest one in Bali can cost like $2,000 for a day,
Yikes.
for 10 days.
For
Most
10
Indonesian cannot afford.
Yeah.
And I used to run this kind of detox retreat.
Yeah.
So 2020, I made a home detox program that people can do for
At
themselves at home.
Yeah.
It's way more affordable, and your friend did that.
Dinita.
Yeah,
Hi, Dinita.
it's an exorcism, I can say.
Really?
In a way, because remember the 5 layers of the body,
Yeah.
when we clean our physical body,
Yes.
it also cleanse the other part of our body. I remember the first time I did my detox retreat, I was crying, bawling, crying in the shower because I want chili. Yeah, I swear. I have friends, clients who did it as well. Like, why am I like crying? Why do I feel sad? I just don't eat this, and then suddenly I feel all this emotion. Because just like when we want to clean, like let's say a bowl,
Yeah.
let's say we pour water
Yes.
for the things to get to the surface.
Yes.
The more we try the process on the cleansing, the more shit that comes to the
Yes.
surface.
Purging.
Exactly, exactly. So Ayurvedic detox is a process of purging.
I
If you guys
see.
want to do it, let me know.
Yes.
I'll send you the product.
I will.
So is it 7 days or 10
Well,
days?
minimum 7 days.
Nice.
But my
Eating the same thing.
yes.
Same thing over and over again.
Yes, and there's herbs, and then Ayurvedic detox isn't just about herbs and food, but also what you do. So the daily routine that we talk about, or in
she's very good with routine.
Yeah,
she has slow morning.
Great.
Slow morning.
I need to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Zia.
You're very welcome.
That was awesome.
How can we find you?
You can go to my website, iamziaco.com, on Instagram, whatever, social media, TikTok, YouTube, I am Ziaco.
I am
Ziaco.
All right. Okay, we're gonna do that. I'm
challenging you.
I love challenge.
That's
all right.
She's fire, all right? She
Very
is
fire. And it's Leo season anyway. So we are going for a break. In the meantime, stay connected with us. At Today News on Instagram, X, and YouTube. I will not talk about astrology anymore. So stay tuned with us.
It's funny. It's like during this time.